Thank you for checking out this channel. My name is Hugh Cameron, and I'm going to be talking about a really special product called the Mowrator. It's a type of lawnmower. These are the 4 Mowrators that I own. And by the way, we name things around our house. So I'd like for you to meet from left to right, Mow, Maurice, Mowregard, and Moline. All right, let's get started. Philip, you've got a question. Oh, you want to know how much the Mowrator is? Well, it's about $4,000. There may be some discounts, or as time rolls forward, it might go up, but that's where it is approximately, is that $4,000 mark. Time to introduce the Mowrator. The Mowrator is very powerful and has a battery that'll last 1 to 2 hours. It cuts all types of terrains, whether it's flat or very sloped, and it can pull 500 pounds of attachments. It is the brawn of the system. The remote is the brain of the system, and it's powerful. It connects up to that Mowrator. I've had it over 100 yards between the Mowrator and the remote, and it still worked great. The power button is on the lower right. You'll push it and you'll go through a starting sequence and then you're ready to go. Now the left-hand side joystick is for going forward and backwards. The right-hand joystick is your left-right. The regular window in the center of the remote is like a miniature computer screen. It's used for information and changing settings. The next slides are the list of the menu selections on the remote control. The screen is also where you'll begin to see some error codes. If you begin to have information overload, just close your eyes and wait until the music stops. We'll definitely be looking at these topics later in another video. Gene, that's a great question because your yards are smaller and therefore you really are not going to be doing too much with these. You may use only like 3 or 4 of the settings. If you have a very large yard, then you have to start worrying about whether you have sensors on and sensors off and that kind of thing. But for you, no worries. Dave, you've got a question. Do you have to update the firmware of the Mowrator? If so, how often? Well, you have to update it when it first arrives. First of all, the remote and battery and Mowrator have to be set up to work together. The process uses your phone or your computer to download the update file. It takes a bit of time to make this update, so be patient. I'll be making a video of this complete process. We've looked at all the basics. So now it is time to get outside and get ready to Mowrate. One of the first things to do in your planning is just to take a look at your terrain. Slopes, valleys, are they really, really steep? Are they kind of steep? You start to get a feeling for it because one thing you want to do is on steeper slopes, like you're really talking about you don't even want to use another kind of lawnmower. You're going to want to try it vertically, meaning going up and down that slope rather than horizontally. Now, if it's more gradual, you can use a horizontal approach, meaning you just go along the flow of that hill. Once you've got your terrain kind of figured out the way you want to do it, now you're going to look for things that might be obstructions. You've got a fence and it might be on a hill. You want to see how close you can get to that fence. Get a little bit used to that. Sticks. When your trees are shedding and they're putting out these sticks that are 1 and 2 inches or more, the Mowrator isn't going to want to go over those very well. It's a good idea to play the pick up sticks before you do any cutting. Finally, the ones that'll drive you crazy, the holes. You'll get gophers, moles, armadillos. We even had a dog that used to bury gloves in the yard. That will cause a problem for the Mowrator just because it may drop a tire down into that hole, just like any lawnmower. So take a look for those holes and try to keep those critters away from your yard. There's another thing to look for, and everybody knows this, but it's rocks. I swear, our yard grows rocks. So what you want to do, because the Mowrator's blade are thinner and they are also designed so that it has different capabilities, such as lifting the grass more so that it cuts it more finely. But rocks and Mowrator blades definitely don't go together. So please, check to make sure you don't have rocks growing out of your lawn. You are now ready to use the Mowrator for what it was intended, and that is to go and cut the grass. And when the Mowrator is done, the grass looks marvelous. The Mowrator is ready for more.
Here, I'm ready to go get the water for you for your plants. I'll see you in just a moment.
I'd like to shift gears a little bit and start to look at some other aspects of having a Mowrator.
Pick me.
Deb, you have a question. How can you help others and have fun with the Mowrator? Well, you and I have a common interest. Let's start with the idea of helping others. Well, the Mowrator at 95 pounds isn't something you can just pick up and throw in the back of your car or into the back of your pickup truck. So I needed to figure out a way to make it portable. I found that a portable wheelchair ramp fits perfect, and it uses a standard hitch so it can be used up on any pickup or car that has a hitch. I use mine with the pickup and an ATV. Gene, this will also be appropriate for you because you have multiple properties, and it's a very easy way to move the Mowrator around. Deb, I was surprised to find another segment of our population that just loves the Mowrator, and those are the young folks. They're used to video games, and they take to the Mowrator as if it is a video game. Folks approaching retirement, they don't want hassles and problems. Nope. Well, the Mowrator is fantastic with that. No hearing protection, no sliding down hills, no wrestling a lawnmower, not even the blowing grass. In fact, my wife even says it's nice and neat. Mowrator is an excellent company, and they're concerned about folks dealing with challenges related to using the remote control. They came up with a lever that fits on the remote that helps individuals with reduced mobility or sensation in one hand to still be able to operate the Mowrator. I want you to meet a special gentleman. Folks call him Doc. He's local. He's an optometrist in our area, and he gives back even to his community by helping third graders overcome reading difficulties. Well, he had a stroke during COVID, and that's limited his feeling in his left hand. He was unable to use a lawnmower since his stroke. He's a bit persnickety about how his grass is cut, and he really doesn't like having to pay others to do it. I told him about the Mowrator, and he really wanted to give it a try. I changed the configuration on the remote control so that all movement is controlled by the right joystick. I installed the Mowrator accessory onto the remote. Doc presses his left hand against the lever, and his right hand presses the other buttons. That starts the blade, and he starts mowing. Yard that his lawn service said they needed a bush hog. I took him a couple minutes to get used to the joystick, but when he was done, I asked him if I could take his picture. He said sure, but added, "You are seeing my very happy face." I'd like to introduce you now to the Jackson County Precision Lawnmower Drill Team. In the fall of 2024, a group of friends, we got together, and we know our Mowrators, we owners and users, and we said, what can we do to have some fun? So the Jackson County, Tennessee Precision Lawnmower Drill Team was formed. We decided to enter the Jackson County Christmas Parade. Now I'd like to introduce you to the main characters of that parade. Thank you for taking this Mowrator journey with me. Please hit the subscribe and like button if you would. Also, let me know in the chat what other Mowrator information you would like next. So long for now. Until next time.